Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Anna. I'm a little bit spooky, and today we're going to talk all about skincare and my favorites from 2023. I have a small handful of things that I loved throughout the year as far as skincare goes, so I thought we could go over them today and talk all about some good stuff. So if that interests you, just go ahead and keep on watching. But before you do, don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know some skincare items you loved this past year. And without further ado, let's get into the skincare. So first thing I'm going to start with is masks. The one that I absolutely fell in love with this year. I tried a few masks, by the way, this year, and I liked them. I enjoyed them. But, in the end of the day, they were just a charcoal mask or an exfoliating mask. There was always like a little caveat with them that was like, well, it does this, it does that. None were perfect. But one mask that really checked all the boxes for me was the Ole Henriksen Dewtopia 25% Acid Flash Facial. This is a chemical exfoliant type mask that you leave on for 5 to 10 minutes. And just makes your skin look freaking amazing. Bright, beautiful, not irritated, not red. You can do this one like right before you do your makeup and not have to worry about any skin irritation. It's gentle yet incredibly effective. I didn't have any spiciness on the skin whatsoever. And that was something I experienced with quite a few masks this year, but they felt a little spicy on the skin. Even though they worked, they were masks that I kind of need to do like a couple of days before I had like a day that my skin needed to look good, if you know what I mean. A lot of them made my skin very red or dry or kind of irritated. This one, zero irritation. It just performed beautifully. Skin looked amazing. And fantastic little mask right here. Ole Henriksen is doing something. This is made with 10% AHAs, 15% PHAs, and Scandinavian rowan berry extract are the key ingredients here. And usually, kind of an acid facial type of thing, when these chemical exfoliants tend to be a little bit irritating, especially if you have a little bit more sensitive skin. They can really not be the most pleasant things to use, but this one from Ole Henriksen just performed beautifully, and it stood out to me amongst all the skincare masks that I tried throughout the year. So good stuff there. Next, we can talk about serums. I had one serum that really just impressed me across the board. I tried a lot of serums this year, tested stuff out for extended periods of time, as in like a good 30 plus days of incorporating a different serum into the routine. And there were some great ones. Some I haven't used enough to really have a full opinion on, but one that really did stand out to me was the Dr. Barbara Sturm Molecular Cosmetics Super Anti-Aging Serum. This is one of those that just, it's a one and done serum. It does kind of all the things you need it to do. It's hydrating, it's anti-aging, it's got all the benefits, and it's just a lovely product. It performs really well, sits nicely on the skin, soaks in, doesn't leave any greasiness or weirdness behind, just performs all around really nicely. It's a very solid product. And what I really like about this serum is one that it kind of covers a few bases. To me, it's like I don't need to use 5 different serums to get benefits. This is a one and done type of thing, and it just performs so well, and I was really impressed with it. I just really liked it. This was a good serum. So if you're on the market for one that has like a little bit like a moisturizing, anti-aging, all the good things in one type of serum, this one from Dr. Barbara Sturm really ticks all the boxes as far as that goes. Now moving on to some Crema products. I do have a couple more from Dr. Barbara Sturm that I'm going to include here. These are both from her anti-aging line as well as the serum. First we have the Super Anti-Aging Eye Cream. Just a beautiful eye cream. So hydrating. Makeup looks gorgeous over top, like concealer and everything. And it's not greasy. It's not going to make things slip and slide around either. It just performed beautifully, absorbs really well into the skin, and just really does what it claims to do. These were products that were impressive right off the bat. Like, just immediately liked them and was like, yeah, this is my kind of skincare. And, there's a lot of eye creams on the market, and I've tried a handful this year of that as well. And this was one that just really, again, stood out to me as a really effective and just enjoyable product to use. I feel like it did the things that I needed it to do. And yeah, so this is a really, really good one from Dr. Barbara Sturm as well. And of course, the Super Anti-Aging Face Cream, just a lovely product. I wouldn't describe it as a super rich moisturizer, but it's just that right in between level that if you have oily skin, you could still use it during the day and be fine with your makeup. And you can also use it at night for extra hydration, all the good things. It's just a very solid face cream. And I, again, loved it. I loved the way it felt on my skin. Just, it was lightweight yet effective. It felt like it was really hydrating my skin. And things just felt really nice when I used this. And makeup set really well over top. Again, these were, the Dr. Barbara Sturm stuff was things that I incorporated in my daytime skincare routine. And they all performed beautifully as far as just on their own and with makeup over top. They were great skin prep items. I'm totally sold on Dr. Barbara Sturm at this point. I think her skincare is absolutely beautiful. And 10 out of 10. There's not a lot of nighttime skincare items in this video because I was on a quest to just kind of go through items that I had open and been trying to use up. So I didn't really test out a ton of new stuff as far as my nighttime skincare routine went. There was a handful of things in there that I enjoyed, but none that I can firmly say were like a year-end favorite 10 out of 10 type products. So these are products that I had just have a lot more experience with as well. So just throwing that in there. Two more kind of skin prep items that I fell in love with this year. The Bobbi Brown Vitamin Rich Face Base. I don't know what took me so long to get on board with this one, but yeah, it's amazing. It is so pretty. It does something magical. This is a moisturizer that doubles as a primer skin prep item, and there truly is something kind of special about this. Like, makeup just sits gorgeously over top. This on its own just makes your skin look so nice. Like, there's definitely a cosmetic effect to this, even though it's not like a primer necessarily as in like a pore filling product or anything like that. But the skin just somehow looks very smooth, plump, juicy, and just all around nice. But yeah, this year I really moved away from like the pore filling, mattifying type primers and definitely pivoted into items more like this that are very much more in the moisturizing type of category. I think I'm more drawn to just that healthy looking skin, not so much like just completely poreless and all that, but just smooth, plumped up, juicy skin. And this is one of those items that it does that. And there's a reason this is like, I think, a staple in so many makeup artists' kits, because this is something that is very much a universal type of primer that will work for any skin type, I think. It doesn't matter, oily, dry, whatever. This is gonna do good for you. It just works, and it's kind of magical with that. I usually would shy away from like a heavy moisturizer or any kind of moisturizing primers because my skin does lean a little bit oily. But something about this one, it's not even an issue. I even use this in place of moisturizer on days where I'm a little bit more oily. I kind of will skip out like on a devoted moisturizer and just use this with my serums and everything else. And it does a fantastic job. It has a lovely, fresh, just yummy kind of orangey smell to it. It's very much a nice, I don't know, great scent to start the day with type of thing. It's very invigorating. It's just a really solid product. It does claim to be an all-in-one primer and moisturizer, and I definitely think it just fits the bill across the board to do all those things. It is a great one-and-done type of skincare item as well. If you're not super dry, don't need a devoted moisturizer, this can do both. And it's also really nice for if you've done your skincare, say, a good bit earlier in the day before you sit down to do your makeup. Going in with something like this over top can also be really nice. It's a very versatile product, something that I think all skin types can definitely benefit from. In a similar vein, we have the Lawless Forget the Filler Skin Plumping Line Smoothing Cream. This is a newer launch. This is the newest thing, I think, within this video of skincare, and this is something that I fell in love with like right off the bat, immediately was impressed with, and was like, yep, And you know what? It's a pretty decent dupe of the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Rich Face Base. As far as performance on the skin, the way it performs with makeup and all of that, they're very, very comparable products. So if you're not into one, don't like maybe the fragrance of this one, I believe this one's a little bit cheaper as well. You can go with the Lawless. The Lawless is unfragranced, and it like the Bobbi Brown, looks like it's going to be a very, very rich cream, but it's actually very thin and just sinks into the skin beautifully. And you just have the most plump, juicy, hydrated skin that isn't greasy. That is the best thing about it. Both these products do not leave your skin greasy. They just leave it hydrated in the best ways. And yeah, very comparable products to one another. Just, I think it depends on personal preference, but the Lawless cream right here, this needs more hype around it because it is pretty beautiful. I mean, I immediately was like, ooh, this is nice. It is silky and just, oh, so good. And I have had to refrain from using it every day because I am trying to use up some other skincare that I need to get through first, but this is just a really impressive product to me. And yeah, I'm really into these more hydrating priming situations or skin prep. And of course, if you are super duper oily or don't like pores, want some smoothing, you can always take a pore filling primer over top of these and it would be totally fine and perform just as well. I have done that on occasion just to see what it would do. No issues. And lastly, we're going to end this one with some SPFs. I have 2 SPFs that just game-changing SPFs for me. It's one of the things that I tend to try a lot of because I have a lot of allergies to SPFs, and it's really hard for me to find one that doesn't break me out in hives, give me rashes, damn near blister up my skin. It's a challenge. And I have 2 this year that just totally were heck yeah, amazing. Did all the things with zero irritation. They didn't burn my eyes. Didn't do anything bad. Like just perfect products. First is the First Aid Beauty Weightless Liquid Mineral Sunscreen with zinc oxide. And this is an SPF of 30. This you have to shake up. It is a very thin, runny type of product. It feels oily-ish, kind of oily, greasy when you first apply it. Give it about 5 minutes and it just kind of sets down and looks beautiful on the skin. It gives a nice little bit of a glow to it. It has a little bit of a color. It doesn't have the white cast that SPFs tend to have when they are a physical SPF, like zinc oxide, which is the only kind I can really use for the most part. The downside of those is they usually have a white cast or kind of a purple cast sometimes. They can look bluish. This one doesn't have that at all. It has a very much just kind of a tan color to it that combats it. And it's pretty much transparent on the skin. It does give me like a little slight, I think, boost in color on my face in the best way. Like it just makes my skin look healthy. And not only is it a fantastic SPF item and doesn't irritate my skin, doesn't do anything, doesn't burn my eyes, sits really well, doesn't clog pores, all that, it also functions as a makeup primer as well, which is really cool. This has a really beautiful blurring quality to it that just makes the skin look very smooth, which is fantastic. Makeup wears amazingly over top. Like this is one of the most cosmetically graceful SPFs I've used in years. Like 10 out of 10, impressive. And it also plays well with all my other skincare. As long as I give my skincare a few minutes to soak in before I go in with this, everything is great. And then I let this set for about 5 minutes and then go ahead and do the rest of my makeup. Zero issues. If you just go immediately in layering this and cream products and stuff, things will get a little pilly. So do give it the few minutes to kind of set down and you're set. It's a great product. My last SPF here is the Kinship Self-Reflect Probiotic Moisturizing Sunscreen. This again is zinc oxide, SPF of 32. This one has a really pretty soft glow to it. It may have, I think it has like the vaguest of vague cast to it, but on me being as pale as I am, I can't see it really on myself too much. I think occasionally it will reflect with the light in here, like on camera. Sometimes I'll kind of see it in video, like when I watch footage back, but in person I don't see it. So this may not be the most cinematically great SPF to use if you're doing something that's going to involve flash photography or anything like that. I wouldn't use this one, but for day to day, it's fantastic. It also offers really good priming benefits. It kind of blurs the skin. It does claim to help elongate your makeup, which is really nice. I think it is quite effective with that as well. Both of these are not greasy at all. Again, this one plays well with all my other skincare, which is a very important thing I look for in an SPF. Not only does it have to not make me itch, rash, blister, or make my eyes burn, it also has to play well with my skincare and makeup. It has to... I'm demanding of my SPFs, okay? This one just does perfect. And this is also one I don't feel like I have to wait as long like before I go with my makeup either. It sets down a little quicker. It's more of a traditional cream formula. It's not that runny formula like the First Aid Beauty. But this does claim to be a lightweight SPF that blends effortlessly into the skin, and it does blend in very easily. It's a very easy to use SPF. I don't have to like worry about it looking splotchy or anything on the skin. This is also formulated for blemish-prone skin, which is really, really nice because sometimes SPF and acne and clogged pores aren't always the best of friends. A lot of SPFs can actually kind of exacerbate a bit of acne and congestion in the skin, which is something I do deal with, is congested skin. That's my... The thing that bugs me the most is skin congestion and just kind of rough texture from that. And finding SPFs and skincare that minimizes that and does all the things. I swear, I'm demanding with my skincare. I need a lot out of it. I'm a little gotten kind of picky these days too. I was very cutthroat with this list because I did try a lot of skincare this year and was like, no, it's got to be the cream of the crop, best of the best that's getting mentioned in this video. So it's not going to be the longest video in the world. Because there is skincare that I still use on a daily basis. It might have been in last year's favorites or something like that. But there's, my thoughts still stand. It's more I'm just trying to use it up and not waste product. This past year that's been a real thing with me, is just using up what I have and panning things. Because I'm real bad about getting new stuff and then shoving things in the back of a drawer and forgetting it exists. And wasting, and I do not want to be that way. Anyway, back to the SPF. This has the patented probiotic technology to help support healthy skin barrier and be your SPF BFF. I like that this SPF also has some skincare benefits to it beyond just being an SPF, and has those priming benefits and makes your skin look pretty smooth and slightly filtered. It's very, very nice. Both of these give a blurring effect to the skin, which is great. And again, they play beautifully with my other skin prep items. I am all about some skin prep. I just swallowed air and it choked me. Anyway, I'm all about the skin prep this year. That has been very much something I've invested more time in, beyond just throwing on a moisturizer. Beyond just throwing on a moisturizer or an SPF and then putting my makeup on, I've been very much devoted to having a regimented AM skincare routine and a PM skincare routine that I stick to, focus on, really use the products and home in on what works the best for me. And recently I just kind of rejigged like both my skincare routines to try to use up some product. So it's not necessarily... Not all of these items are reflected in that because I'm on a quest to pan some stuff. But these items right here, I thoroughly tested throughout the year and were very, very impressed with and completely enjoyed. And if you want more in-depth thoughts on skincare, I have a lot of content about skincare, a lot of routines. I talk about skincare a lot in my vlogs in particular. That's somewhere I kind of focus on that a lot. And I do have... a few reels of routines, and I did a big kind of skincare declutter plus going through my current routine, which is still pretty much what I'm using right now. I do sub in the Bobbi Brown or the Lawless and these couple of SPFs here and there depending on the mood. But for the most part, I am trying to use up those items that are in that skincare routine. Aside from that, I did thoroughly test these items and have used them throughout the year and totally vouch for their quality and think that they're phenomenal items. I know this was kind of a short one, but that is all for my skincare favorites from 2023 and things that just really stood out to me as 10 out of 10 great products that I think are worth the investment. That is something that I also keep in mind as the price point of skincare, what is worth investing in and what is just an okay product that maybe isn't worth the price. I think that's all for a day. I can ramble about skincare for hours because it is one of my favorite side quests of many side quests. Makeup, I say, is my main quest. That's my main storyline. And then I veer off into hair care and curly hair stuff as a side quest, and skincare is a side quest, and bodybuilding is another side quest, apparently. Anyway, yeah, that is all for today, though. Let me know some skincare that you enjoyed throughout the year. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one for some hair care favorites. Some of the products that truly impressed me this past year as far as hair goes. And not everything is curly hair. Some of it will be for every hair type. So don't miss it. But if you have curly hair, you'll definitely enjoy it. I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and stay spooky. Bye now.